What's going on, everybody? It's Pac-Man Jones with Savannah Seaport News, and today I just want to talk about something that's just really affecting the black community. And before I start off with anything, I might offend a lot of black people with this. I know I probably will. I might lose a lot of subscribers or whatever, but I mean, I don't really care. I just wanted to get something off my chest, because the reason why I really made this channel, man, is because I really want to talk about things that's happening in Chatham County, and the black community is part of it. But before I get to my stats and stuff, I'll just tell you this little story that happened. There was a shooting that turned into a homicide Thursday that claimed the life of a man by the name of Anthony Grant on the intersection of Ventura Boulevard and Pasadena Drive. I believe that's on the south side. And police responded to that area like around 9:25 p.m. after Anthony Grant arrived to St. Joseph's Hospital after seeking care for a gunshot wound. The victim was outside of the home when shots were fired. Grant later died from his injuries. Now they're looking for this guy, 19-year-old Trayvon Javel Jones, who is wanted in the connection of the shooting. He's described as a male with short hair, 5'6", 140 pounds, so short guy. Now, what I want to say about this is, I did my investigation on Facebook, because a lot of times the streets talk, and what I mean by the streets is the Facebook, internet. People talk on the internet all day, so a lot of times I can find out information on Facebook or on Twitter or wherever a lot more faster than a lot more other sources can. But I was looking at this guy's Facebook because I didn't follow him, but I seen that his profile was open. So I seen some of his statuses that he put out. He says, "Gotta watch out for who love me the most, because the same people want to hurt me that love me." So something like that. Now, in that comment, I believe he was arguing with somebody, and now the person that he was arguing with, I believe they deleted their Facebook, but somebody said they had a screenshot of this. But anyways, doing my investigation, I see that this guy, he was a part of a GD set, 600 gang. I mean, that's what I see on his Facebook and on other people's Facebook that's associated with him. I see the 6-pointed star. I mean, that's the whole GD thing. I know all about that from the guy I watched from my other channel, and the whole GDs. But supposedly he was part of the GDs, and from what I'm hearing, I mean, it's multiple stories, but the first thing I heard, that he was set up like a drug deal going wrong. I don't know. I mean, I'm really waiting on the facts to come out. And another thing that I was hearing was that he had issues with somebody else on the street, something else that was unrelated, and he ended up getting killed. Now I'm just going to show you all the pictures of this guy, Anthony Grant. And I also believe he's the 46th homicide of the year. I believe the 45th homicide victim was the 67-year-old male that was shot on the south side, I believe near Largo. And I believe this guy right now is the 46th homicide. Usually Savannah, Chatham County will update their weekly crime map and data, but I haven't seen it for the recent week. So I do believe he was the 46th homicide. Now I'm gonna get back to his homicide, but I'm gonna talk about something else. There's about 320 million Americans living in the United States, of course. Now out of that, there's 40 million black people living in the United States. Now the top states with the most black people are, and this is by rank. Now this is from 2015. They haven't did 2016, of course, because the year isn't over with. But the top states are New York, Florida, Texas, then Georgia. Now in Georgia, we have actually a population of 9.6 million. I believe it's at 10 million now, but stated on the Census Gov is 9.6 million people total. Now, out of that, it's about 6.1 million white people, and there's also 2.9 million black people living in Georgia. So Georgia is fourth ranked in the number of highest African Americans or blacks living in the state. So that's 13.7. So just about 14% of the U.S. population is black people. And I'm just saying all these stats because there's strength in numbers, but when it comes to black folks, there's not enough strength and not enough unity. Well, there's some strength, but not enough unity, I should say. Now, to double back on the homicide that just happened of Anthony, I don't know why he probably got killed. I mean, there's a lot of speculation, but I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's over bullshit. I mean, that and the fact that you're in a gang. I mean, I don't believe in joining gangs or being in gangs because, for one, I do things by myself. I don't need a group of people by me all the time. I just hell, I don't even like being around groups of people when I have to be. So I'm just a solo person. But besides the fact, it's just, why would you join a gang? Because people in the gang aren't helping you. 9 times out of 10, they ain't gonna be at your funeral. And I mean, it's just like, you threw your life away to rep what you want to rep for what? I mean, was you making money? Was it providing you a better way of life? I mean, this guy, he was taken away. I don't know what he was to his family. He probably was a brother or a father or, whatever he was to his family. But now their family lost that. Now, what kills me the most is when I see people comment on like the dead person's page or whatever, they'll say, rest in peace, I didn't see it coming. This shouldn't happen to you. You lived a bad lifestyle. I mean, you wasn't a perfect person, but you shouldn't have ended up like this. Well, I'm just like, well, you wasn't saying this when he was living. You wasn't saying, hey, you should stop doing this, or it might be a bad consequence behind this. You wasn't saying that when he was living. So, I mean, it's fucked up. But hey, sometimes your friends, your close friends, or your gang or whatever, they won't really tell you the truth all the time. Sometimes they'll try to butter you up, and it's just, if one of my friends doing bullshit and they die from it, I'm gonna call it out. If you doing bullshit, you was doing bullshit. Now, was he doing bullshit? I don't know. I ain't knew this kid a day in my life. But black folks got to get off this bullshit. Where we killing each other. And it's bogus. And that's what's really killing black folks, is black people, not the KKK. Man, listen. There's no point when I walk outside my house in West Savannah, walk down the street, that I fear the KKK at any point in my day. Any point in my life, I never feared the KKK. I don't fear that the KKK is going to jump out the bushes when I walk down the street to buy some Rellos. No, I don't think that shit. I think a nigga might pop out the goddamn bushes and might try to rob me. I think that every time I walk down the store. Sometimes black people are so oblivious to what's really hurting them that they blame the white man, that they blame somebody else that's not related to what they're going through. Now, I mean, I'm going on a long rant, man, but I just really had to, speak my mind on this. But it's like, with Black Lives Matter, I know there's some of y'all who subscribe to my channel that really like Black Lives Matter. Y'all, y'all support it. I don't agree with everything Black Lives Matter goes through. I mean, there's some points that I like from Black Lives Matter, but I don't like everything. More so, I don't like the approach, and I don't really like their name. Like I said, some of you guys might actually like Black Lives Matter, but I'm not going at you guys. Hey, you guys have a right to your opinion. Hey, I'm not gonna stop that. But Black Lives Matter to me, it should really be named something else, because what's really going on with that is more of a governmental situation versus the people, not really black people. I mean, even though it's called Black Lives Matter, and it always that always troubled me, because it's like, y'all care when a black man gets killed by the police, but man, the number one way a black man get killed in America, not by police, it's by other black people. It's by their neighbors. It's by the person that's think that's their homeboy. It's the guy that set them up. It's the guy that, man. There's a whole bunch of shady stuff that goes on in Savannah, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I got a whole bunch of stories of shady shit that happened to me. You know, I'll probably talk about it later, but man, it's like, you know, black people gotta wake up one of these days, man. And I think they gotta wake up before it's too late, you know. And there's a lot of things hurting the black community. There's some things that I do agree with Black Lives Matter, as far as there's one thing that I seen, that they want to stop criminal backgrounds for like housing, because a lot of black people don't really have legitimate housing because of their background. So I mean, I do agree on that. I feel like they could change that, but at the same time, my main issue with Black Lives Matter is their name, and the fact that, you know, they're not going hard for everybody. They're just going hard for just the black people. And, you know, me, myself, I have a lot of white friends. I mean, if you don't know me personally, I have a lot of white friends. I mean, a lot of them. And I have black friends too. And, you know, sometimes we both get all together and, you know, we have a good time. So a lot of times that you see in the media, this whole white versus black, Black Lives Matter over everybody. I mean, no. I mean, everybody. If you my friend, I care about you. You know what I'm saying? If you white, black, Asian, and you my friend, I care about everyone, and each and every one of y'all. Now, I believe I said this on one of my very earliest videos, where Savannah don't really have gangs like that. Well, I was mistaken. Savannah does have gangs. It's not like how you see, like if it's in like states like California, or even like places like New York. I mean, the gangs are not sophisticated in those states, because a lot of times if you ask somebody that's in Savannah, if they're in the gang, they're like, nah, man, you know, they ain't no gang, you know, we just family, you know, we just a crew. So guys aren't really saying that they're gang members. They're not really coming out and saying, you know, we're a gang like that. Now that's they're bold and just brazen like that. But a lot of the issue that comes from black males is, sometimes most of it is like not having a positive role model, a father figure in their life. You know, a lot of these, you know, man, I get tired of like doing the news sometimes, man. I really do, because every time I do the news, man, it's like another black kid try to rob something, another black kid shoot somebody, another black kid get shot. So, you know, man, like last week, man, I didn't even want to do the news, because that shit was just like, you know, this is like the same thing. It's like I'm just pressing the repeat button. And it's like, man, I just really hope black people as a whole get it together. You know, I know that Trump is going to be our next president. He's going to be sworn in, I believe, in January sometime. And, you know, black people just like, oh, I'm moving. Oh, you know, Trump is racist. Well, hey, you know, everybody else voted for him. Now, Trump hasn't shown anything of him being racist, but it's like, black people just like, I just feel like black people are just so lost in this generation, man. I really do. On the internet and in life, you know, that's all I see is just, and you know what? People might say I'm cooning after all what I said today, but hey, you know, I guess I'm cooning, man. You know, if you gotta have some people that's willing to talk about the black community, man. You know, that's why a lot of people kind of hated Lil Wayne for what he said about Black Lives Matter. I'm like, hate him for what? I mean, I don't look at him as a role model. I don't look at him, you know, as somebody that I just need to get answers from. No, I mean, he's Lil Wayne. He's an entertainer. You know, one of his purposes in life is to entertain. And he had there's a big issue with, man, people slandered Lil Wayne like crazy for like the past few weeks that he said that. And it's like, you know, Black people, man, they want you on their side, but when you have a different opinion, it's like, oh, you can't rock with us. Oh no, you a coon. It's like, nah, man. I mean, everybody has their freedom of speech, and have it how they want to talk is how they want to talk. I don't feel like Lil Wayne should apologize for anything, which I probably doubt that he would. But it's just like it's gotta be some people that's willing to talk about the black community and how it could get better. And I kind of felt what Wayne was saying, because Wayne doesn't relate to anybody in the United States. I mean, Wayne is like one of the richest black people, you know what I'm saying? That's an entertainer in the United States. So he don't go through what a regular black man goes through in a regular day in the USA, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't relate to that because he's Cash Money. So overall, man, if you're a black person and you listen to this, hey, get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this video. Am I doing too much by what I'm saying? And also, rest in peace to the 18-year-old kid. Even though you was a gang member or whatever the hell you was, man. A lot of situations that happen in the streets can be resolved, but a lot of times people ain't really trying to meet up to resolve things. People just want to meet up to shoot it out. So rest in peace to him. You just got to really think about what's going on in your community and what's really affecting your community, not other people's community or other people's life. What's happening in your area. And black people in Chatham County or in Savannah, black people are my people. You know what I'm saying? I would never disgrace or disown black people at all, but at the same time, I gotta take a stand on some bullshit that's happening, because there ain't nobody gonna say nothing about it. Then you almost just as guilty as everyone else that's doing it. So, but that's all I have for right now, man. I know I kind of went on a long rant, but I really needed to. I really did, man. I feel better getting that off my chest. But that's all for right now. It's Pac-Man Jones with Savannah Seaport News, and I'm out.